Hey everybody, welcome back. So today is going to be my Pan That Palette update for April. Basically, this is going to be all of the progress that I made in April on my Pan That palette, which is the Colourpop Dream Street palette. The goal with this is to finish the entire palette, every single shade being empty, and we are just slowly working towards that for the year. For today's update, I will be sharing how many times I used each shadow this past month. I'll also be telling you the yearly totals that we have so far, any new pan, and I will also be sharing eye looks if we have them. So let's just go ahead, let's jump into today's update. So as I do all of these updates, I basically go through every single shade individually. We talk about, you know, any progress that I had, if I hit pan on anything, and I show you guys progress pictures. So let's start with that first row. First shade is Shooting Star, which is the mid-tone brown. I don't know how much progress I've made because visually I don't really remember where it was at the end of last month or the last update. But for the month, I ended up using it 10 times, which is pretty good for a mid-tone brown. I try to use it as much as possible. A lot of the times I was using it though, it was a really light wash all over the lid. That way I could just do that, throw on mascara and go. So it wasn't like heavy use with each one, but 10 uses overall is pretty decent. This brings my yearly total to 16. So I definitely used it the most in this month versus all of the other months, which is kind of surprising. I really thought I used it more. Now I do know I don't have numbers from January because in January I wasn't tallying for uses because I wasn't sure if people were interested in it. These numbers are a little off. Overall, I mean, 16 uses from the other 3 months is not as much as I thought. The next shade is Magical, which is like the peachy orange mid-tone transition shade as well. I am so disappointed there's no pan in this. It has such a cavernous dip in it that I was really hoping there'd be pan in this, but yeah, didn't quite get there. I ended up using that guy 15 times in the last month, which brings my yearly total to 27 so far, again, excluding January, but 27 uses in that so far. And how the heck do I not have pan in this? How disappointing, right? I don't know. No pan in it. I am wearing it on my eyelids today as a transition shade. It's a really easy transition shade because it works with so many looks. So I did find that I was able to use it a ton this past month. Moving into Stardust, which was one of my focus shades, I ended up using this guy 8 times this month, which brings my yearly total to 10 uses. And I don't even think there's really a dip in this guy yet. To be honest, when you swatch it, Stardust and Twinkle are really similar, like swatched, but on the eyes, I really like Twinkle way more. I feel like Stardust is just kind of lackluster for some reason. Like it just doesn't give me as much of an impact. So I've just been finding I just like Twinkle more, which is probably why Twinkle has a bigger dip in it, which is the next shade over. Then Stardust, I don't know, Stardust just seems lackluster to me. I don't know what it is. But moving into Twinkle, I ended up using that one 11 times this past month, bringing my yearly total to 21, which is the second most used shadow in this palette for me so far. And again, it doesn't have pan in it yet, but it does have a really nice dip in it. I don't really feel like it looks that much different or that much more different than last month's update. So yeah, I'm hoping that one will have pan. I mean, next month I'm really hoping Magical and Twinkle are like the ones that have pan, seriously. Moving into the second row, Sweet Dreams is this first shimmer shade. I ended up using that guy 4 times in the past month, bringing my yearly total to 9 uses. And the pan got a little bit bigger, I don't think by much though. It's a pretty normal, standard champagne shimmer. Like it's nothing too extraordinary. Moving next to that, Water Bearer, I didn't use at all this past month. I just wasn't really interested in using the blue. Surprise, surprise. Bringing my yearly total to 4, or staying at 4 uses for that one. Next to that is Potion, which was one of my focus shades this past month. And I feel like I probably could have focused on it a little bit more. I only ended up using it 7 times for April, and that brings my yearly total to 12, which isn't bad for, you know, these shades, but I don't really see too much of a change in that guy. I did try to use it as like a nail color, and I tried to do it over this nail color that I'm wearing now, this pink that's in my Pan That polish. It doesn't take to eyeshadows. I tried 2 different shadows on top of this to like get more use out of my eyeshadows, and it didn't work. I've never not had that work. It was so weird. It was like you could see all of the shadow on my finger, but none of it on the actual nail polish. It was like it repelled powder. It was very odd. But anyways, tried that with Potion and with Spark right next to it to use it as nail polish over this one, and it didn't work either time. It's very strange. But anyway, speaking of Spark, I only ended up using Spark twice. bringing my yearly total to 7 uses. But one of the times that I used it as I scraped off some of it into a Franken blush, which if you don't watch my rolling 10 project pan, then you don't know, but in my Pixie Duo, I made a Franken blush in this guy, and I scraped off some of Spark in there to make it more impactful. And so that's why there's some progress on that. Pretty good movement. I'm hoping, you know, maybe I'll just make more Franken blushes with it because it's a really nice blush color in my opinion. Last row. First one on the last row is Kaleidoscope, which I didn't end up touching at all this month, which is surprising because I just really like the shade. Typically I do use it at least once or twice, but yeah, I didn't use it at all in April, which I don't know why. That keeps my yearly total at 11 uses so far, and it's strange. I think this will be one of my focus shades next month, that way I can make progress on it. I don't know why I didn't use it. Next to that is Elvish, which is the dark brown. I ended up using that one 7 times, bringing my yearly total to 19 uses, and I don't know if there's movement on that. I used it the same way I've been using it as an eyeliner, so it's going to be the same probably going forward for the rest of the year. After that is Mooney. I used it 4 times, bringing my yearly total to 14 uses. And I see a dip still in that one, but still no actual progress otherwise. And then the last shade is Mermaid Boy, which I didn't use at all this month, which brings my yearly total to 2 uses. It does have a dip, and this is actually one, in last month's update, I did end up using this as a nail polish topper. I used it over Capricorn by KL Polish, and it worked really well. I did that twice, which is why this one actually has progress. Those are the 2 uses that I did for the year. But I didn't update you guys on that last month. So this is one of the shades in here that I've used as a nail polish and it's worked. So I don't understand why these other 2 didn't work on this nail polish that I'm wearing now. It's very strange, but yeah, Mermaid Boy has been used as a nail polish pretty much, not pretty much, it has been used exclusively as a nail polish color. All right guys, so that is it. That was the entire video. I hope you guys enjoyed this update. I'm hoping I have a lot more progress for next month. I'm just hoping I have some pan in next month because it's getting like, we're getting to the halfway point of the year and I have not finished anything yet. So I'm getting a little nervous. I'm really hoping that Magical and Twinkle will be the next ones with pan in it. But I think for my focus shades, I want Magical to be a focus shade for this month. I think also Spark should be a focus shade. And I think I'm gonna try and focus on Water Bear, the blue, because otherwise I don't think I'm gonna end up using it. So those 3 are gonna be my focus shades where I try to get the most use out of those for next update. I haven't been doing too good on those, but at least that gives me like an incentive to be like, oh, well, you better use it. So those will be the 3 focus for next month, and hopefully I can get at least 1 pan out of those 3, hopefully. So we will see how that goes. Those are just generally my goals for next month. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit that thumbs up button. Also, if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button because I do upload multiple times in a week and I don't want you to miss out on any of my videos if these are interesting to you. And remember, there is always magic to be found, and I hope that means I see all of you in my next video. Bye! Alright, ooh baby, just hold tight. We're up at the moonlight, believe in the magic. On side, we'll make it feel just right. Just look at that bright light, believe in the magic, and we can save you from